This is my country, my damn country. Give me my country, you can keep the rest. This is my country, my damn country, and it don't mean a thing if you don't pass the test. If you ain't never cheated or been cheated on, then take
I swear this is was from Team America World Police.
It should be, if not.
It's certainly inspired by, right? I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, I got a thing for you too. I was looking on the IP DTL, and this is going to be boring for anybody who's watching. It says my sample rate's 192,000 hertz, and it ought to be 48,000. Does that matter?
Ooh, yeah. Change that sample rate. Maybe that's where we're getting the clips. That
okay,
could
cool.
be. Here,
where do I change it? Because I clicked on the thing and it didn't help.
So which one's telling you it? Okay, tell me that whole thing
DTL,
again. All right.
IP DTL says the sample rate's 192,000 hertz. And it says, set it to 48,000. I'm like, great. And I click on that, and then it says, here's all the FAQ pages. I'm like, no, I don't need all the FAQ pages. I need the one that tells me how to set the sample rate back.
Let's see.
So what am I looking for?
I'm checking.
Well, I found a video that explains it, but I'd rather read it because, you know.
Well, yeah. I'm trying to think if that's something you can change on your end, because you've got settings. I can't remember what it looks like on your end, or if I can change it. Let me see.
Yeah. Welcome everybody. We're doing a little live troubleshooting. Ahead of schedule though, so that's good.
Sample rate 48. You know what it's saying? So your hardware is gosh, how do we change that? Sample rate.
It looked like it said go to system preferences, whatever. Is it the mic or is it it's got to be the mic?
No, it's that Scarlett. It's the box.
Oh, the box. Okay. Well, so.
But
what is that like a?
I don't know that I can change. Let me see what the sample rate is of that.
Yeah, it says the selected device has no input controls. All right. Well.
Scarlett sample rate.
Yeah.
No, it says the Scarlett is 44.
Okay, so maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's
44 to 192. Sorry, you will only be able to operate at either 44 or 48. Is there a hard wire on the back of that?
Maybe. Yeah, there's a couple.
Oh, you know what? There is a desktop icon. Let's see.
Excellent. I don't have that.
All right, let's do it on the next one, though.
Yeah, whatever it is, we've gotten by with it so far. But,
that's definitely what's causing that click.
Okay. I'm not hearing it too often, but I bet you're right.
Yeah. See the downloads page. Okay, so it's basically Focusrite. Should be able to download the proper thing, and then there's a thing to change that setting. So
all right, we'll do that.
It may have been next time. Okay. All right.
Okay.
Let's see if you'll join on Zoom. I can throw your mug on here.
Okay, I'm trying to. Oh wait, it says join with video. There we go. Hold on. Let me push the last remaining button.
All right.
Now it's frozen.
Oh, you're there. Let's see.
Okay.
Let me admit all.
It's taking a while, but it's okay.
You're gonna flip that B.
Oh, again, man.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
It doesn't like you.
It doesn't like that anyway. Yeah. I took it in to get it fixed. They replaced the case on it.
Uh-huh.
And actually, it's frozen right now. So let me clear out a bunch of stuff.
Hello, everyone.
Hello, everybody. We're assembling this piece by piece with Legos and string.
The best way to assemble things.
Indeed. Whoops, I killed Zoom. All right, let's try this again. And then I'll send you over the links.
All right. Yep. That sounds great.
And there was some classic stuff today. Holy crap. You don't usually get days this good, especially in the middle of a pandemic. Like, that's been the main problem.
Yeah.
All right, it says I'm waiting for you to let me in.
All right. What you guys see is not 2 downs. You're just tripping balls.
There you go. Yeah, exactly. Best part is you probably got somebody with that. All right.
All right. There we go. Yeah. There we go.
Okay, great.
All right.
Now I have to use the clip to make sure I can attach this to the side of my laptop.
Power of the clip.
I feel like I should be using something more high tech than that, but I'm not. So there.
Well, that's all right. That's all right.
Yeah. Okay. So there's that. Let me send you some articles.
Hope you guys are having a great time. Oh, prep. We prep on site. That's what we do.
Yeah. It's kind of like I prep it all. Dallin doesn't know any of these stories.
Yeah.
I tipped him off on one because I was like, we got to do all 10 minutes of the Z Frank thing, but don't worry, it's funny. And if it sucks, you can leave because, it's not like we're keeping it here. But it's really good, though. And it's also the third time in 3 days we mentioned macaques, which is the greatest word.
Which is the best. Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to give you the full driver's position, the full front seat.
The full frontal, as it were?
Full frontal, as it were.
Right.
And I'll be driving.
I didn't get enough for a lightning round today. There was actually so much interesting stuff, I wasn't able to compile one.
No, that doesn't work. Can't go out the window. That's all right. We'll make do. We'll make things happen. Yeah. We're just going to be cozy here. Actually, Drew and I saw each other at a socially acceptable distance for the first time in like 3 months today.
Yeah, since like March, I think.
It was a very special day, very special time. We went to Nat's down in Lexington and got some of our favorite Thai food. Love Nat's. If you're ever here, that's the place you want to go. Yeah, it's just it's basically like a food truck without the food truck.
Yeah, imagine if it was parked and in a building half the size you would think you could put a kitchen in. That's where it is.
Next to an Irish pub, and that's the Irish pub's food.
Yeah.
Which works magically.
Yeah. Well, I mean, making Irish food's pretty simple, but in the meantime, so he does fish and chips, and he does, I don't know, fries, and he does, whatever the hell else the Irish eat, which I think is just like deep fried Guinness.
Right.
Maybe. But then also Thai food, and man, his crap is great. Like the way you eat that is you just go there and you just get the special. What is the special? I don't know. He changes it every day.
Just
get it. Just get it.
He's on Facebook.
Yeah.
Find him there. Also, I think he definitely drinks Irish whiskey.
Oh, yeah, like nonstop. I think he drinks whatever you hand him.
I've just seen Irish whiskey.
Yeah. Well, I imagine they just hand it out down there, being the way it is. Okay, there's all the stories right there.
Right before everything went to hell, I did go with my friend over there to eat the food. He had come out to visit. And we also watched horse racing from Ireland in the pub there. It was great. It's delightful.
They go around the other way, right? Or is that just the British?
No, but they had like these weird fence things they had to jump as well. And sometimes the horses would hit them. It just added such a... It was like horses crush up derby or whatever it is, demolition derby.
Well, it's like NASCAR. It's like you're just waiting for the wreck,
okay,
right?
Yeah, that's what it was.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Yeah. So right before right around 5:15, I'm sitting around going, do I have half an hour's worth of work? And I mean, I've got unlimited work. The real question is, do I have like something that's worth working on for half an hour? And then my neighbor texts me and she's like, drinking beers in the driveway, want to join? And I'm like, you know what? Yeah, I do actually. So I went over there and I took 2 just in case. And I was like, well, maybe one's going to last me the half an hour, but then 20 minutes, I finished it. And then I was like, well, maybe I can finish the second one in 10 minutes. Couldn't, so I just shotgunned that thing and came over, and I got another one to do the show. It's Ryan Geist. Ryan Geist doesn't sponsor us, but damn it, I like it.
It'd be great. It
would be great.
Someday would be an awesome live stream from the Rheingeist production
2021
brewery. It's an amazing place. Really cool. Yeah. You walk into a door and you're like, I don't think I belong. Is this an employee entrance? And you just keep walking. You feel like you're trespassing, but that's the right place to go.
For the longest time, Country Boy Brewing was in not only a part of town, like it wasn't a dangerous part of town, but there was just nothing there.
Right.
And then they were in a building with no sign on it. So you just walk up to it and you just tug on all the doors, and then the last one would pop open and there's a bar. And you're like, found it.
Yeah, they've come a long way.
Yeah.
All right, we're ready on this end. Looks like we have people joining us. we
got the embed running. So yeah, we're testing a new embed again. Hopefully, it will not misbehave because we found 2 different types. I won't go into it too far, but the new discovery was we found a third one, and we're gonna try it. And does it work? I don't know. The first one shoulda.
We'll see.
So but we'll see how it goes. Right now, the numbers look about the same, so it's at least not worse.
Not worse.
So that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Somebody in there that I can't read your username. People in Tucson are wearing more masks now than they have been in the past. So
yeah, too bad that didn't start a month ago.
Is there a feeling of fear out there? I wonder.
Yeah, because we are going to hit it. Yeah, I think. Well, as soon as you know somebody that's got it.
Jordan.
There you go.
My daughter lived at the Lex for a little while.
Yeah.
At the
That's
Lex.
right there. Yeah,
it's right over there. But she's in the sculpture, or was. She finished the sculpture program, and apparently those guys head on over to Country Boy after a hard day of melting metal. So
yeah, they're saying they thought Nat's closed. No, it's still open. You might think it's closed because when he drinks too much, he doesn't open, and that's like every other day. But beggars can't be choosers. Good for him. I'm glad he's doing well.
Yeah, good. All right, man.
Yeah.
A temporary pause. Oh, that's not the headline. I scroll down.
Nope.
Texas governor has halts reopening as coronavirus crisis grows. California declares budget emergency. That's like every year, isn't it?
Right, exactly. California always has I'm sure it's worse this year. But
right.
So this is interesting because they've changed it. It says it was updated 5/22. I'm sure they've updated it all day. This was notable because I haven't seen the word apocalyptic appear in a CNN headline, and it was there for a little while, and I don't know whether or not they saw us calling them out or not, but it's been downgraded to budget emergency apparently.
Well, it's still in the context right there.
Yeah.
There's an apocalyptic.
Yeah, whenever CNN goes with apocalyptic and they're not tongue-in-cheek, it's usually not a good thing. So what's going on? Everything is screwed. So Texas Governor Greg Abbott, who thinks that the coronavirus is a hoax, and has decided to reopen first. Good job. You also ended up in the second wave first. Has paused further phases to reopen the state, although I'm not sure what's left. And also has established an order to cancel elective surgeries in case they need the beds. What our running joke is that he thinks it's a hoax, but not enough of a hoax to actually do anything other than that. But give it a week. The rate things are going, things are sucking out loud in Texas and in Arizona, and strangely, California kind of snuck up out of nowhere too. Here in Kentucky, we've got a problem because all of our cases that are spiking, which we're not doing too bad. We had 280 today, which, everybody else is dreaming of those numbers. Apparently, a lot of it resulted from dumbasses going down to Myrtle Beach and hanging out in bars and then driving back. And guess what? Everybody got it.
I do like Myrtle Beach, so I can get it.
Me too. Not right now, though. Not right now.
Decades-old Soviet studies hint at coronavirus strategy.
Yeah, so this is a bit of a misleading headline, but it's the New York Times, and we're kind of getting used to what's going on over there, okay? So this is all true, by the way, but I don't know that this is a coronavirus strategy, and here's why. So this is really, really goddamn long, but good news, I read the whole thing.
Thank you.
And I could summarize it for you, and it's kind of fascinating. It turns out that some polio experts in Russia, and it turns out also, by the way, that Russia was integral in developing the polio vaccine because essentially they were willing to test a weakened virus on people, and we weren't because sometimes it wasn't weak enough. But in the Soviet Union, they're like, whatever, you're going to lose a few. So basically it talks about there's a pair of married virologists who were children in the 1950s, and their parents, who were also the virologists that developed the polio vaccine, tested it on them. And they make some kind of comment about, well, you knew how confident they were because they tested on their own kids. I'm like, or how dumb they were, or somebody had a gun to their head.
Or,
I don't know how that works.
Maybe not the most ethical thing.
No. Well, anyway, so here's the background on this. And I'm going to try to keep this as short as possible, but let's jump right to the fascinating piece. The parents who were working on the polio vaccine noticed that when they gave people the polio vaccine, they were immune to almost all viral infection for a month. And so the strategy that the New York Times thinks, is it a coronavirus strategy? Well, kinda, is that if you gave people the polio vaccine every month, they develop immunity to everything. I think maybe we should take a look at the mechanism behind that, because the problem is As it currently stands, apparently 1 out of every 2.7 million doses given results in paralysis. Granted, that's a little low, but if the entire planet's getting it every month, they're going to get a few there. Yeah. But the idea would be is that so the strategy is give everybody a dose. We all take it at the same time, and then everything's dead a month from now. But I mean, good luck timing that. You know how people are. Somebody's going to screw that up.
I really love these photos.
Aren't they great?
Them. I mean, I would believe this doctor. Whatever he said, a pipe, smoking it, looking through glass, maybe a whiskey jug.
Hell yeah. That guy knows what he's doing.
This one, not as much, but this first one is very interesting. Well, that one's awesome. It's like, is it sacrament or is it a vaccine?
Yeah, well, that's not an accident.
But this one, her hair is the most Russian hair I've ever seen right there with that bun. It's awesome.
And what do you want to bet that photo took like 10 minutes to take?
Census shows white decline, non-white majority among youngest.
Yeah, so this is in my book that I wrote years ago about different types of media articles. This falls into the media fearmonger category, although it is a specifically targeted towards your racist white relatives. And the reason why is this: if this doesn't bother you, you go, who cares, right? I mean, okay, so there's more brown people, fine. We don't need that much sunblock. Hooray! Everybody else's racist uncle, though, is reading this going, oh my God, we got to round them up, put them in camps and whatever, and My Little Pony's awesome. That was a story from yesterday, by the way. But at any rate, this is totally trolling racist boomers, particularly targeting those that don't know they're racist. So if you're not sure if your parents are racist, although, by now you ought to know, run this by them and see if they freak the hell out. But that's entirely what this article is about. It's really funny.
Well, in conclusion, make more white babies.
It's implied, yes.
Starbucks employee receives more than $16,000 in tips after refusing to serve a customer who wasn't wearing a mask.
Yeah, so man, there used to be a video in this thing, I swear to God. Anyway, so what happened was that it was one of those, so we've been trying to move away from the term Karen, and mostly because I feel bad. I have a friend who's named Karen, and this isn't why. She doesn't care. But we're like, we can mix it up a little bit. So we call this one Starbucks Sally. Went in to complain that the Starbucks wouldn't let her in with a mask, and I think this is in San Diego. And so what happened was she went in there and she's like, I'm going to post this up on the face tubes and the Twitters, and I don't know what happens after that, but what she thought was going to happen was definitely not what actually happened. Somebody threw up a GoFundMe, and he's raised $17,000. So that worked out great for the barista, not for Starbucks Sally.
That's nice.
Yeah.
Tattoo artist sees bump in desire to erase hateful skin art.
So that's basically the article, but there's some really choice quotes in here. Here we go. Right, let me go to this one. It's I think one of the dudes in the video. You just run that in the background if you want to see them taking tattoos off people. But
that sounds awesome.
One of the choice quotes was this: earlier this month, Dylan Graves, 28, visited. Now, by the way, 28 matters. By the way, because 48, you might be able to, like, when he says this, you're like, yeah, okay, sure.
Right.
Now he's 28. Visited Lawrence's shop to cover a swastika tattoo superimposed over a grinning skull wearing a World War II German army helmet that he'd inked on the inside of his upper left arm a decade ago, which I assume he did himself by doing that.
Or prison. Or prison.
Yeah, or prison, exactly. When asked why he got the tattoo, Graves answered, quote, stupidity, partying when I was younger. Really, that was it, just being dumb. Okay, but you're 28. So how long ago was
when I was younger? Oh, for sure, like 14. For sure, that was a
2014, 15. Like, what are we talking about here exactly? So, yeah, there's some great regret quotes right there from people that made the mistake of getting tattoos.
Yeah. A lot of it's one of those things. It's just so damn permanent.
Just don't get a swastika.
No.
I mean, you should have known. Surely somebody would have been like, dude, I don't think that's going to age well, that swastika. Like, at some point, people are going to be against swastikas.
You're like, I'll love this forever.
Yeah, no, it's a keeper. It's a total keeper.
Multiple teams interested in Colin Kaepernick could set up workouts closer to training camp, per report.
Yeah, so this is like the least surprising article I've read ever. So what kind of sucks about this was Kaepernick actually sued the NFL saying he was blacklisted.
Right.
And then they ended up settling that case. And the NFL was able to say that wasn't what happened. So but on the other hand, maybe this worked out because that's why he's able to go do this, because they have the settlement basically. And so now they could be like, well, we don't know why we didn't want to talk to this dude.
Right.
Until all the protests.
It wasn't because of this. It wasn't because
random.
of that.
Totally random. Now's the right time. He's been out for 3 years. He's really hungry and he wants it. Let's have that guy back in and see if he's a good quarterback.
Meanwhile, they had already put out the tweet that said, we were wrong. We were wrong.
Exactly. But they were immune because of the settlement. Anyway,
Well,
I
yeah,
hope
yeah,
he plays.
yeah.
I hope he plays. I hope he makes a lot of money. I hope it works out.
Yeah, I'd love it.
Yeah.
NASCAR releases photo to the media of the noose. And to me, that looks like a noose.
It's a noose, yeah. So the backstory on this one is that
I bet
the noose was
Kroger
found
loves to have their name right there.
Yeah, Kroger right there, yeah.
Like, could you have turned the angle a little bit or ask that guy to shut that?
Could you have fuzzed our logo out next to the noose? That's
Why are you
cool.
throwing us under the noose bus?
Exactly. So what happened? The entire litany is that they found a noose in what's his name? Is it Buddy Wallace? Is that right? I was getting confused.
It's something B.
I'm not a
I
NASCAR
forget.
guy, so anyway, that's Wallace is the part that confused me because
Bubba Wallace.
Bubba Wallace. He's not the
Bubba.
Buddy, he's the Bubba. Anyway, the only black NASCAR driver. They found a noose while they were warming up. And that's kind of a problem. The FBI said yesterday that it had been there for about 9 months and that somebody told them that they were using that to open and close the garage door and that nobody knew that Bubba was even going to have that stall that day. And I'm like, well, maybe I guess. And then they posted the photo today and I'm like, okay, that's a noose. That's actually the Fark headline we ran with. I mean, it's like, dude, nobody was like, oh, man, what kind of knot do you want for this garage door opener? Oh, I got a good one. Hold on. This takes 20 minutes to do, but just trust me, it works. It's great, and it'll never slip.
Plus, I think you and I were talking about this today, is that NASCAR's been shut down for a while. So, okay, it may have been October, but in actual racing months since that racetrack, it could have been like the last time there was a race at that track.
Yeah, who knows?
Anyway, it's a noose.
That's a noose.
That's a noose. That's a noose.
That's a noose. So there you go.
Group busted on Staten Island with illegal fireworks. Dead alligators.
Yeah, I don't understand the dead alligators part because you can't light them and explode them. So they've been trying to crack down because of the FDNY got busted lighting off a bunch of fireworks at 3 o'clock in the morning because they were screwing around. I assume stuff they confiscated. I don't know. At any rate, everybody's been kind of mad. So they're trying to make New York City crack down a lot more, and they are. And then they also had to charge him with unlawfully transporting 3 alligator carcasses for some reason, and there's no explanation for why those were along.
That's weird.
Yeah.
I like how they went to a print shop and they were like, we got a big haul of fireworks. We need a sign. The kind of that we need a sheriff's sign we can put
check
on
that
it.
out. I'm pretty sure my buddy Derek bought that many just to light off this year. Like that, that's not much. It's all flat, It's like
no, it doesn't look like much. It does.
Yeah, I
not
mean it's
look
expensive, but like I said, I'm pretty sure my friend Derek has at least that many fireworks right now in his garage.
The full container is full of that stuff, and they're like, this is just the highlights. This is the highlights.
I feel like if it was, they would have took it all out and made it bigger.
Yeah, that's true. The new lawsuit against Twitch is completely wild.
Yeah, so a lot of times you'll get suckered in by headlines like this, and you'll read it and be like, it's actually not.
Yeah.
No, this is pretty good. So Eric Estevillo, whoever that is, I didn't realize that he's been in the news before. We'll start out with what he's doing now. He's suing Twitch, this very platform, for $25 million in damages because Twitch, this very platform, is exposing him to, quote, overly suggestive and sexual content for various female streamers.
Nice.
Yeah, which I guess, he's seeing girls is basically why he's suing them. And so it's case in point though, there is actually, you can tag the streams with what you're about, and for the longest time I kept tagging us as there's a body painting tag apparently. But people were very disappointed or asking us to do things that I was unwilling to do for subscription money. So we had to cut that out.
Folks, that's on our OnlyFans. You have to head over there for that content.
Yeah, that's something else. Yeah. We'll talk about that later. But anyway, but it turns out this guy has a habit of suing video game companies for dumb stuff. He was in the news cycle 10 years ago, and I looked this up, and we had it on Fark. He sued World of Warcraft for deceitful practices, which including the fact that your character has to walk. And on top of it, and this is great because this is going to sound like Mad Lib's World Salad. On top of it, during that lawsuit, he also tried to subpoena Winona Ryder and the lead singer of Depeche Mode, Martin Lee Gore, saying that Winona Ryder could explain the significance of alienation found in Catcher in the Rye. I'm not sure how. Maybe she was in the movie. And that Martin Lee Gore, he himself has been known to write sad, lonely, and alienated as can be songs that he writes. But how does that deal with walking through World of Warcraft? Damned if I know. At any rate, he has also filed lawsuits previously against Nintendo, Microsoft, Sony twice, none of which succeeded. And at any rate, this guy sounds like a loon.
This would be a great interview. This would be an exceptional interview talking with that dude. Not gonna.
Oh,
happen.
he also says that Twitch is exacerbating his sex addiction.
Well,
no, that's on you, dude. That's on you.
You and the internet's problem.
Yeah. Nice choice of words, too.
Chuck E. Cheese parent company files for bankruptcy.
I know. This is horrifying. What are we going to do for training videos now?
Maybe more will come out. Maybe we can buy. Maybe they'll sell assets.
Oh, they can liquidate it.
Yep. Yep. We can get
go buy an animatronic band.
Oh my gosh.
Just put it in the garage.
Absolutely.
A couple outfits that smell kind of dank. What I liked was I don't remember which headline we ran on this, but I think this one came in too late, but I loved it better. Was now where we get into fights with other parents.
Oh my gosh. 555 locations. That's an interesting number. It's an interesting number.
It's 5-6 satanic. I think it means something.
Yeah. I forgot about Peter Piper Pizza. Is that so? They own them as well? Yeah.
I think they bought Showbiz because when we had Showbiz, which we did the training video for on Friday, that's where the Chuck E. Cheese is now. So I assume they got bought because, otherwise that's weird.
Showbiz was awesome. That was my favorite so far. FBI hunts gas mask man with frozen backpack in laser attack on NYPD chopper during protests. That was a lot of words. A lot of content in there.
I'm also not sure how in trouble this dude is. So what happened was that there was a busy weekend where most people saw the helicopter that flew too low over the protesters in D.C. And a lot of people didn't hear that the same thing happened in New York because, well, it was a busy weekend. I don't know if this guy's in trouble or not, actually. So it turns out this guy shined lasers at the helicopters in New York. They shouldn't have been doing what they were doing anyway. I don't know if that's a crime if it cancels out, but at any rate, he's easily recognizable by his frozen backpack that he wore to the riots. Good for
my
that
goodness. Although maybe that's Riot 101. Wear something very distinguishable so they forget about other things going on with you.
Yeah. Or if you do that, at least don't commit crimes like shining lasers into. But the FBI helicopters were doing bad stuff. So like I said, I don't know who's in trouble here. But at any rate, if you know this guy, turn him in or not. I don't even know what to do here. Just you figure it out.
And I would be a little concerned the target was on me.
Yeah. Well, there's that. Yeah.
He removed labels that said medical use prohibited, then tried to sell thousands of masks to officials who distribute to hospitals.
So this scam is so dumb. I can't believe it took this long to even bring it up. But this is somebody who got a government contract to deliver N95 masks to hospitals. But basically what he did was he bought a ton of them from China. And as you can see on that first video, or that first picture there, where they had the white packaging,
right?
At the bottom says medical use prohibited. And then on the right, you've got the packaging that they printed up. And basically they hired a bunch of people using TaskRabbit, which is kind of like Uber for doing random crap. They hired people to go to a warehouse and unpack the masks out of the bag that said medical use prohibited and put them in the bag. They didn't say anything about it. And then they sold them to Texas hospitals for $10 million or something. I don't know. At any rate. And then they got caught. And I'm trying to figure out, like, how did they think they were going to get away from this? I don't know.
What did they say in the story what the differences are between the two masks?
There's a rating, apparently. Some kind of rating thing or whatever. Like one of them, like it didn't pass enough tests.
Okay.
Who knows?
All right. Because it seems like N95 is like the same number there. 95% or 90%.
Oh, there you go. So I found it. It says Chinese-produced masks often don't pass muster with U.S. regulators, probably because of lead content. I added that.
Yeah.
It's because they suck more, basically. So there you go.
Oh, that's another good point. They're not packaged in a clean room.
It was a warehouse with some randos that showed up for TaskRabbit. That's a good point too. I didn't even think about the sterilization problems. Yeah, good point. Very valid.
That's a good one. Ocean in Jupiter's moon Europa could be habitable.
Yeah, it could be.
That's
habitable.
That's a good one.
Yeah. So Europa is an ice planet, but it's got this tectonic activity on the outside of it because Jupiter's got a lot of gravity.
Awesome planet name.
In the middle of that thing is really warm, actually, and so they're thinking like if there's life in the solar system, it's probably there. Granted, it's not walking around on top, regardless of what that photo might lead you to believe, because that's not like trails of any. Well, I mean, I don't know. I'm not an astronomer. Maybe it is, but at any rate. But they think it might be habitable because they think you could like land on that thing, and assuming you got it on a large enough tectonic plate that wouldn't shatter, well, you're sitting on top of a bunch of water, and it's kind of warm, so you could you could keep things going.
I mean,
so it's habitable-ish. You can't go for a walk. but you could totally live there. So when we screw this planet up, I guess that's Plan C.
Yeah, when I hear this was the phrase interior ocean, are we talking like just caves and all that? Part of me loves like the old 40s sci-fi, 50s sci-fi, where there would have just been a giant dome and this magical land underneath the crust. But that's what I want.
Yeah, well, there's an ocean down there, and it might be full of dudes, but we don't know.
NASA calls for space toilet that can handle 500 grams of diarrhea.
Yeah, and at first I was like, man, and then I realized that's not that much, actually, if you think about it, because, like, I don't know. I mean, I've never weighed diarrhea, but I'm sure NASA has, and they know what they're doing, right? And apparently, I don't know, like, the subtext here is that apparently they don't have a toilet that can handle that, so God forbid anybody gets sick up on the space station, because good Lord, man, can you imagine, like, weightless diarrhea? That's not cool.
What do they do? Does anyone know? Do they just, like, stick their butt on something that sucks it out and then shoots it outside, or do they take all their poop back with them? I would think they kind of take it back with them.
I think they have to take it back with them because otherwise it's in orbit forever, and then you're right into that stuff later.
Yeah. But I do
love
how
it works.
It would be awesome, kind of leaving a part of yourself up in space. You're like, my turd is circling right now.
That's right.
I'd be very
a little present for you up there.
Very proud father.
Indeed.
Utah encouraging people to hunt enormous, invasive, delicious bullfrogs.
So my favorite part about this is that so we have an invasive species in Kentucky. It's they used to call it the Chinese walking death fish. They changed it to the now it's just Asian carp, which is I think death fish is way better. But at any rate, we had a problem with those until we have a very large Japanese community in Lexington. They pointed out them things are tasty. So that's, they're still invasive, but we're working at it. And I don't know if Utah took a page from that playbook or not, but I am impressed by the fact that the way that they encourage people to hunt the enormous invasive bullfrogs is to put the word delicious in there.
They are massive, and
they're big.
And I would love this so much. So I've lived in Utah, and this would have been great. Also, when you sent I did see this one earlier. And I looked up how to prepare a frog because I was like, how do you do this? But pretty basic stuff.
It's like chicken wings, right?
Yeah, in a lot of ways. And you end up with these delicious legs. I'd totally do it. But there needs to be a new name because just bullfrog, it doesn't sound great. I mean, we need an escargot for it.
What's the French word for it? It's probably frog.
Yeah.
Now that I think about it,
alligator meat, yes. Ox 45. That one probably does taste very similar. Yeah. I mean, I've had frog's legs. Actually, they had them at the Chinese buffet restaurant in town.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, that's right. Yeah, that's right. They did.
Usually at a buffet, you shouldn't eat something like that. I went all in.
Yeah, why not?
I liked it.
You're at a buffet. Just
live a little. 2-year-old who loves going to the pub is ecstatic about Boozers opening up again.
I think we got a little video for this. Yeah, it's 19 seconds. Go ahead and punch that. This is great.
Go for pub lunch again soon. We can go for pub lunch.
I did the same thing, by the way, when somebody told me they were reopening.
Soon we can.
Pub lunch. What isn't better said as a in a British accent?
There's no doubt that kid is British, man. I mean, through and through. I didn't know they were born like that. I thought they became like that after they started drinking.
Sorry, just got some lovely noodles into my face.
No, sounds awesome, but we're not going to check you out.
That's something else. I don't know what that is. We don't need to watch that. All right, anyway. Go to the next thing quick.
Macaw. This guy's great.
So we accidentally had articles about macaques all week, and normally we finish with a cute video of animals, but then Z Frank dropped this thing, and I watched it, and I was like, maybe we could find a couple minutes that would be funny. The whole thing's damn funny. There's 1 minute of commercial. Stick around and check this out. This is great. We're just going to watch it and make fun of it.
Koshima Island in the south of Japan is home to
I did like how he
macaques. These macaques have been provisioned.
He's not pronouncing it right.
Well, he did start. I talked over him.
Jenny, how do you say this one? You think it's macaque? No, it's too long to be macaque. Maybe macaque? Oh, macaque.
Macaque.
Right. Koshima Island in the south of Japan is home to a number of Japanese macaques.
Dirty
These
monkeys.
Macaques have been provisioned for nearly 75 years. This means that researchers...
Here's where I'm gonna go to the pools they made for them.
Yeah, Popsicles into that warm water. They got used to it. And pretty soon all their macaque friends were showing up. And you know what happened next?
What?
The peoples built those macaques their own hot spring park. When does that ever happen? You try it. Get a group of friends and hang out naked in your neighbor's hot tub. You won't get a free hot tub out of it, I'll tell you that.
Dude.
But
I've
that's
done
what
this. I
happened.
did not get a
And
free
now
hot
they've
tub.
got a good sitch. They got their own hot spring, and people pay money to take pictures of them taking a bath. All right, it's a little weird. Now, you see that? I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't drink from it. Hot tub water, it's like
I
a
would definitely
blue
not drink
soup.
from hot tub water.
Who knows what everyone's doing in
Hell
there?
no.
Like, look at these three. The one in the middle's totally peeing. He's trying to be low-key about it. And the one on the right keeps looking over. He's onto him. And then 3, 2, 1. There, the one on the left felt it. Hot tub got hotter. Meanwhile, this one's warming
So
up his
true.
noodle
This
on
is
the hot
fun.
water pipe.
Education
And
coming
comes
up
along
right
and
here.
says, "I'll
It is.
take it
Coming
al
up.
dente." She's clever like that. And they
Boom.
get right into it, and they're both balancing on the pipe, and that's not a euphemism. And it doesn't last
Yeah.
that
That's
long. Maybe
it.
because it's cold out
That's
there,
disappointing.
And they both want the pipe,
yeah.
and not a euphemism.
So
Yeah, that's it, huh?
efficient.
It's
There was
upright.
not a date.
Upright.
They got
No
it down.
dinner.
Feels good on the swelling.
Not even a high
I'm
five.
sorry, I
Didn't even
forgot
look
to
like
tell you about the
consent
swelling.
from my angle.
Yeah.
Explain after
I
a
think it was
brief
all right
message
there.
about our
Implied.
sponsor.
Implied
All right, so jump a
consent.
minute
This is
here.
not your ordinary
This commercial's great, but it's
bathtub.
commercial.
This
Just jump a
one's-
minute.
Actually, that's a backwards monkey, and that's
Oh,
its butt.
that
And
is
it's a
gross.
great
There you
butt
go.
to have
They're
if you're
great.
That is-
sitting in trees. It's got these hardened pads on it called ischial Might be a little easier to see on a crested macaque. It's sort of like when you get a hemorrhoid, the doctor gives you this kind of butt donut pillow. It's like that, except the pillow in this case is made out of the hemorrhoid, but not really, but like a comfortable hemorrhoid. Anyway,
Disgusting.
if you play the footage
Monkeys are the
back, it looks
worst.
like a really
They are.
weird runway show. Now, around the time a female macaque
Nice
is
to hear
fertile,
that
the skin
Kevin
of her
Spacey is
genitals and
getting some
This is
work.
the best part.
science word for taint swells as a sort of sexual signal. The degree of the swelling depends on the female and the species. We'll take a test. See if you can spot
Here you go.
someone that's ready to
Here you
mate.
Oh
Here's
my,
the test.
oh my gosh.
What do you think? You see one?
It's tricky,
Where is it?
right? Because that
I don't
could
see
be
it.
a nose. Anywho, that's what I meant by swelling.
Holy
in the
cow,
pipeline
that
thing.
was
That
the
one
worst
wasn't
thing
euphemism.
I've
Back to
seen.
the macaques in the hot spring. I know what you're thinking. That looks pretty chill, but it's not
does.
really that chill. I mean, it's not chill, but it's not chill. These are fairly strict societies. Each of these macaques has a rank within the troop. It's sort of like in middle school when you went to your friend's house and you found a list he made of his friends in order and you're not even in the top 5, which is good because you lent him your bike. Anyway, it's like Game of Thrones, but with less nudity. And and will stay
I don't know,
in
it's all
the troop
nudity.
their whole lives. Young males, on the other hand, are more or less kicked out around puberty, which I'm sure is awkward. Charlie, do you remember how I told you your father went out for cigarettes and never came back?
Yeah.
Well, I'd like you to get some cigarettes now. So anyway, what might appear to be a bunch of monkeys peeing in a pool getting all handsy with each other is actually a very nuanced little society. They managed to get their own hot tub. What else are they working on? Macaques are smart. Long-tail macaques figured out how to use stone tools to crack open
Very
shellfish.
nice.
And then they
Yeah.
applied those techniques to a new food, oil palm nuts. And what's more, it seems that some troops have their own preferences for types of stones.
Now, do they
So
use them
what
for
about
killing,
Japanese
though?
macaques? What sorts
I
of
hope
things
so.
are they learning and passing
Maybe
down?
that's where it goes
For
to.
that, let's go back to the snow monkeys that live on the beach. The ones that probably just ordered 2 sweet potatoes at some point, but Instacart delivered 2 duffel bags worth instead. You know it's happened.
Oh, that
to you.
happens.
So in the 1950s, a 1.5-year-old dead
All right,
appeals
all
to
right.
a party and then crumbing them all up and shoving them in your pants. Where it was.
I like
Don't play
just
with
the random clips of it.
it. Remarkable.
It does work.
Raspberry here has learned how to use a stick to. Oh no, she's just being a to Pepper. You can't use that.
Oh, that was great. That was great.
Anyway, yeah, go check that out. See, Frank dropped that earlier today, and it's, oh my God, it's awesome. All right, so I didn't bother with cute animals. If we had, like, we had 10 minutes of macaques, like, that's enough.
It's pretty good. It's pretty good.
Yeah, so there you go.
Yeah, Soupy. This is the worst preparation age commercial ever.
Or the best. I mean, I know where it goes now. So there's that.
And it just blows my mind. Is like, shouldn't that at least look attractive? Like, in nature, the male cardinal, he's looking tight. He looks great. It's to woo those ladies. And the macaques, just a giant inflamed red butt.
Just a butt. That's why it's great. Oh, man, I'm 5 years old.
Yeah. They're the worst. Awesome.
Yeah, good times. Yeah, I saw that, and I knew you had to see that because I know how much you like monkeys.
Yeah. Hey, there was no poop flinging, but can you imagine how much money to drink water from that pool, from that hot
Hell
tub, that
no.
monkey?
I wouldn't do that with people in it. I mean, especially not people. But man, yeah, there's no way. There's so many shenanigans going on in there. I'm out, man.
I know, but I want to. It's like there's a number. There's a number in everyone. Okay,
Probably.
I'll do it.
I'm just saying mine's high.
Okay. All right. Well, next time we're there, we'll figure out what that number is. Hope everyone's gonna have a great night. I am going to actually be on here a little later. I'll probably go hit some dinner and then come back. I'm going to edit some audio. It's not the content you've had here before, but I'm going to come in and do some of that. So I'll be doing a little of that streaming later. And
we should explain why, too. In order to become a partner on Twitch, because we're an affiliate, and I guess partner's better. I don't know. We have to hit it. We need more hours of streaming. So Dallin's going to fill it with whatever. And we're going to see what happens. We're going to see how many how much organic traffic we've got. So he's going to be on here. If you want to check that out, he's actually really good at it. If that's something you're interested in, you should totally check it out. But
I like that unspeakable username, and we'll mock you because we care. Very
well,
true.
that's fine too. Yeah,
I
that's
would
fine.
totally expect that. Yeah.
If he sucks, it's fine. Go for it. So come check that out if you want to. If it's not your thing, I don't know. I'm going to be drinking beer in the driveway with my neighbors.
Right. So if you want to come to Lexington and somehow find where Drew is, just start driving around and find somebody in the driveway. I'm going to tell you this: Drew's not going to be the only one.
No, it'll be a little difficult, but not impossible.
Yeah. So we'll do that. If you would subscribe or follow the channel, you can see anytime that Drew or myself are on here. We're going to be doing some random things along the way, but trying to make it enjoyable every time. So
and definitely mock me. I'm used to this. This is what I've come to expect.
Yep.
It's been 20 years, man. Nothing surprises me anymore, so it's good.
Yep. It's all good. All right.
Yes.
We shall see you guys later, and tomorrow we have no idea what we're doing at this point.
No clue, but we'll figure something out.
We'll figure it out. Okay, see you guys.